Good morning, boys.
Yes.
Wow, my brother, Happy New Year.
Yes, brother.
Belated V-Day blessings as well. Come on. You saying, Jude, you good? Come on. Just trying to tuck my tan up like this man here. Oh, does that count there, Dave?
Yes. Yes.
Good morning, Gaff. How are we, Gaffer? Man, a few words. Was all this talking on the picture and that? Or in the WhatsApp?
Yes. Go to me.
Are you getting scared for when the camera's on? Like you don't know me personally. The pram still. Sure, I got trainers older than you, KB. And then coming back out again.
Win your tackles, win that ball back, and then when we get on it, boys, enjoy it as we always do, yeah? Last couple of weeks, been a bit lackadaisy in terms of 110% commitment off the ball, and we're pointing fingers around because we know what we're used to. So when we get on the ball, or when we're going to win the ball back, 110% before we start putting fingers anywhere else. Make sure you come off that pitch half time, full time, and you put the effort in before you throw your fingers around. But also enjoy it, man. Second half, last week's second half, we enjoyed it. That's where our goals come. Yeah. Same again today. High intensity. Make it happen, man.
Come on, boys.
Two things quicker. Try for captain today. Try.
That's why you do the speech, yeah?
But you know what? Talk some more, don't go no, it's for the truth, man.
Talk some more, boys.
Right then, lads, few changes today. Obviously, injuries, bans. Lads think it's okay to not tell nothing big games. We're going to go 3-5-2. Chain, Dom, Jack at the back three. Bale on the left, Ty on the right. Alex and Leah. Lewis just sitting in front. Cows and Troy up top. That's the team, lads, I'm starting with.
More than good enough.
Yeah. Come on then, lads. Hey, boys, come on, yeah.
40 minutes of football, semi-final, you know what it leads to. Just fucking throw everything at this. That's it really, boys, we know what we've got to do.
Right, we know what these are about, the wingers. The wingers like to hang out deep, pick the ball up and run at you. They will run at you. So at times, Lee, at times you're going to have to step into a back three. Okay? At times you're going to have to step in and go into a back three because you pull back, you central half are going to be okay? Very, very good player. I'll let you know you're around. It's all about winning your own battles today, lads. These are a good side. Good side. They ain't top of the league for no reason. Very, very good side. Very, very good setup. They know how to play with each other.
They embarrassed us last time because we were playing like little girls. Like, we weren't aggressive, we weren't trying to get onto them, and they beat us 4-1 in the first half. So, play that man, it'll be fine.
Obviously, it could go to extra time and penalties. We'll worry about after 90 minutes, yeah. I'll spin and catch you against Bob. How's it is? You choose ends up. Okay, turn around, blue kick.
Yes, people, welcome back to Sunday League settings with myself, Big Fazza. Now, this week's fixture sees us in semi-final action of the John Hassan Super Cup between Trooper FC against Kings Athletic. With both teams filled in strong squads and quality players on show for either side, it's bound to be a good one. Now, less than me patty, and let's get straight into the action. Ball picked up just in front of the camera by Ty. Plays it inside to Lee. Gonna get it out of his feet and spread out to that left-hand side to KB. Decent enough control, but defensive duties carried out here by Ty Smith, and it goes out for a throw-in. Ball picked up centre of the park there by Jack Moss. Spread out to this left-hand side to Cowley. Put in that Kings Athletic back line under all sorts of pressure. Whips a decent ball into the 18-yard box. Into the path of Ty Smith. Gets his shot away. He's dragged wide. 5 minutes into the game at this point, Liam Daly sends one over the top. Sahad can't sort his feet out. Got Chrissy Cowley sniffing around it. Lucky the keeper's off his line early doors. Fast forward a couple of minutes, Matty stepping out of defence with the ball. Plays it inside to Riley. Decent footwork to get away from that midfield man. Sprays it out to KB on that left-hand side, who's always going to try to get his shot away. Decent shot, even better block there by Cheney. Picked up there by Matty, and the Kings Athletic boys go home and start again. As well as Trooper out playing the ball out from the back, this one over the top seems to be working at the moment. Kai can't figure out which way he's heading the ball, drops to Cowley again, but he drags his shot well wide. Remember people, semi-finals, both teams battling for the badge. Quick free kick taken there by Jack Moss, plays one over the top and it's flicked on there by Ty Smith into the path of Cowley once again, but Matty's aware of it. Decent sweeping up, corner kick. Fast forward a couple of minutes, throw-in taken just in front of the camera. It's going to be a little bit of head tennis from you to me, me to you. Ends up dropping with Lee, who gets his head on it. Sure he doesn't see him coming, gives him a kick to the ribs. Free kick to the Kings Athletic boys. Now from that resulting free kick, you got Ty standing over it. Whips one to the edge of the 18-yard box, but dealt with easy enough there by the big man, Liam Daly. 10 minutes into the game at this point, and it is early sparring from both teams, with technical and gifted players on both sides, like the man on the board at the moment, KB, whipping one into the box, slightly overhit, but the seconds are picked up here by Ty. Waiting for some support, you got Lee that's just coming to the fold. Riley, edge of the 18-yard box, but credit where it's due here to Jack Moss, doing enough to put him off. Ball played into Fez, first time into KB, who's always going to get his shot away. Blocked once again by the big man Liam Daly. Missed control. Lewis Moss picks up the scraps. Referee eventually blows the whistle for a pullback by Fez.
Let's go, sweep up, Dan, sweep up.
Referee awarding a free kick to the Kings Athletic boys. J.L. Hewitt apparently fouling Ty. Riley whips one into the mixer. Decent defending once again by the big man Daly. Riley picking up the scraps. But like I said, it's early sparring from both teams. Neither one giving an inch. Ball. 15 minutes into the game at this point. Dan Perkins playing the ball out to that right-hand side to Jack Cheney. Jack Cheney whips one into the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed down there by Troy Smith into the path of Lewis Moss. Decent shot, decent block. Troy tries to get his shot away, but it's blocked also. Love that. Now this one long ball over the top seems to be causing Kings Athletic a bit of problems between Kai and Sahad, centre of the park. They're not been able to work it out. Luckily enough, Matty's there to clear up the bits for them. Having watched Trooper FC a couple of times this season, the man on the ball at the moment, Alex Tompkinson, is always neat and tidy in possession. Always looking to break the lines, but if it is a none, he goes back home and they start again. 25 minutes into the game at this point, Dan Perkins picking up the ball, centre half, plays it inside to Lewis Moss. How about this for a little turnaway to get away from Lee, who does drag him back. Referee does eventually bring it back for a free kick to the Trooper FC boys. From that resulting free kick, you got Jack Moss standing over it, looking for the big man Liam Daly, but credit where it's due to Kai doing his defensive duties, heading it away, and Matty clearing his lines. Now the Kings Athletic boys trying to overplay it here out the back, getting caught in possession. Lewis Moss intercepting it, getting his shot away, just over the bar. Knowing Kings Athletic as well as I do, a lot of their players grew up together and been playing football from an early age, so instinctively they know who each other are on the pitch. Nothing comes of this play, but I just have to showcase it. Half an hour into the game at this point, neither side been able to break the deadlock, but number 12 leave a cheeky little dig there into Troy, between Dan Perkins and Jack Moss, doing enough to get their bodies in and around it, and Ty Smith clearing his lines. Breaks no further than Fez, who tries to run it around Dale Hewitt, who also gets his body in the way of it, goes out for a throw-in. Now the Kings Athletic boys wanted a handball for here on goalkeeper Connell, but the Fazayar camera can confirm he did keep the ball inside the 18-yard box. Now there is a little bit of a common theme when I watch the Troops. They've got this little dink into Troy, who always chests it down and looking for one over the top. Just a shame this time it didn't come off, the ball looking for Cowley. 30-odd minutes on the clock at this point. Dan Perkins into Jack Moss, springing the ball out of that back line. Plays it into Troy Smith, who's come short. Now Troy, decent hold-up play, shrugs off a couple of players. Into Dale Hewitt, playing the through ball into the runner Cowley, but decent defending there by Kai, goes out for a corner. From that resulting corner kick, you got Dale Hewitt that whips a lovely ball into the mixer, pushed away from the keeper, and eventually cleared by Kai once again. Back and forth action so far. Decent tie up until this point. Semi-final action and neither side giving each other an inch. Now the ball's played out to that left-hand side to Riley, who's going to get his shot away. Stings the hands of Connell, but not enough to beat him. You wouldn't think both teams are playing in the Championship division. In my opinion, both of these squads are Premier Division teams, and I'll be very surprised if both of them aren't plying their trade in the Premier Division next season. Now I can wonder, but as we get back into the action, Matty with the ball on that left-hand side, looking for the runner KB, but credit where it's due to Cheney, doing his defensive duties, shepherds it out. 35 minutes into the game at this point, you got Liam Daly having a jolly up in the centre for the park, sprays it out to this left-hand side, into the path of Dale Hewitt, but decent defending once again by the Kings Athletic back line. Now you just got to admire how the Troops play themselves out of trouble here. One touch passing and they bring themselves back on the counter attack. Ball played over the top once again by Liam Daly into the path of Troy, who's always going to bring the ball down. He's going to be strong in possession. Into Cowley. Troy picks up the scraps, tries to get his shot away. Blocked once again there by Matty, and the Kings back line come away with it. Oh, that's a joke. Knocking on to 40 minutes into the game at this point. Decent defending there by Lee, and a decent turn to get away from Dale Hewitt. Plays up the line to Ty, who's got plenty of grass in front of him, or should I say 4G with those black little bobbly bits that you got to sweep out your trainers. And talking about sweeping, the boy Jack Moss coming away with it again. Sarhad stepping out of defence, looking for a ball over the top into the path of Ty. Backline one offside, but referee waves it on. Ty manages to get his shot away, but once again, that's easy pickings for Connell and goal. Now ball rolled out to Dale Hewitt, gets his head up, plays it inside first time to Liam Daly, who lends it straight back to him, gets it out of his feet, sees the runner Cowley. Cowley stays on side, headed out there by Sard, but Cowley picks up the bits, shout for handball, referee waves it on, gets a shot away, back of the onion bag, 1-0. Kings Athletic not happy about the decision as the troops make it 1-0. Now substituting for the King Athletic boys, you got Jaden who's just taken the throwing coming on. Throws it straight into the mixer. Dan Perkins plays it up there to Troy, who helps it on into the path for Cowley, who tries to get himself a brace. Dinks it over the keeper. But again, decent defender there by Matty, clearing it off the line. 43 minutes and counting. Riley picking up the ball, sent to the path, uncontested. Plays over to that far side. Picked up there by Ty, who managed to get his cross come shut in. Comes off Massey. Could have gone anywhere. Lucky Cheney's there to clear his lines. Now for a little moment of controversy coming up here. You got Liam Daly that plays a ball over the top to Lewis Moss. Gets his shot away. Saad clears it off the line. Now from the other angle, it clearly goes over the line. So the Kings Athletic boys can count themselves lucky. Riley loves the outlet pass, spreading it out to that far side. Lovely control here by KB, but more decent covering there by Ty Smith. Corner to the Kings Athletic boys. Now with 45 minutes on the referee's clock at this point, the Kings boys are trying to get themselves back into the game. Liam Daly heads it out to the 18-yard box. Saad catches one on the bottom of the foot by Lewis Moss. Free kick.
Gotta give it, innit?
Now at this point, people, what can you say? Now with KB equalising with an absolute crack with a finish, we're going to go into the half-time break all square.
I think we started going a bit. Keep playing that ball inside, it's killing them when we get on the turn and we fucking getting in behind them.
I only want to hear positive here. Otherwise, don't say a word. We know that fucking is a mistake. Yeah? It's got to be positive, boys, yeah? All over the pitch. We've got 45 minutes. We fucking do clear two off the line.
Lads, it's been a good half, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, so how about his second half? Good half.
I think it's a good game.
Take that free kick. What's the game?
We go again, boys, yeah? One goal all over.
Anticipate, yeah, when we're sending the ball down, then come at the back.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think
throwing legs everywhere.
should be better on the head of it there. It's like someone says flicky. Oh, I don't know who's behind me, so I'm heading it into the edge of my box. If someone says flicky, it goes the other fucking way. No one talks.
Hey, second half, yeah? Hey, second half.
Still our game,
lads, yeah?
Still our game.
Regroup second half, boys, yeah?
They're floating it because they got two midfielders at City. The number 9 is coming into the hole as well, so at least stay on him. And it's 2v3 every time against me and Riley. We can't get all through them. It's impossible, we can't get all through them. So what they're doing is, them two are staying deep, me and Riley are going, but then I'm seeing Lee's on someone, I'm going with him, and then 21's picking up every time. We don't want to just floating it.
You're against one, we play out wide. The thing is, we're not moving it quick enough, man. We're getting the ball, we're looking, and then we're passing it, and by then, they're going to close us down quick. The quicker we play the ball out from one side to the other, they're not going to be able to stop us, especially when there's two of us on one side.
Listen, we keep down the wings, we're dominating them.
Yeah.
That's where we killed them.
Yeah. You got him on the counter all day as well. Twice you had him on the counter. Troy, you just got to stay up a bit, Troy. Stay in that penalty spot so they got option there.
Shout out to the Sunday League settings sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring Sunday League settings, drop me a DM on one of the socials. Now with them half-time team talks done and dusted, let's get the second half underway then.
As well. But again, you're in the game.
The Kings Athletic boys scoring their equaliser right on the stroke of half-time. They've come out in the second half flying out the blocks. On the attack once again, into Troy, plays after Riley, he gets his shot away, blocked once again by Jack Moss. Fast forward a couple of minutes, ball picked up in that quarterback position there by Lee, spreads out to the left-hand side, takes a deflection off Ty Smith. Decent turn there by Troy up top for the Kings Athletic boys, just out of camera shot. Ty goes to take on Don Perkins, but DP, doing what he does best, shepherds it out, goal kick. "50 minutes on the referee's watch at this point. Ty Smith with some decent footwork to get away from Riley. Plays it into the centre of the park. Again, overlapping run there by Dale Hewitt. Managed to cut it back. Cleared off the line there by Sard. Keeper picks it up. Now Ty picks up the ball just in front of the camera. 1-2, but the referee waves it on. Overlapping run there by Matty. Whips it into the box. Cleared once again by Jack Mossy. Ty gets a head on it and it goes out for a throw-in. The boys have been playing together for years, so when Riley gets the ball in this position, Ty always makes the run. Just a shame that Riley couldn't find him this time. John Hassan Super Cup semi-final action, so the tackles are going to be feisty. Lovely tackle there by Jaden. Played out once again there to KB. Spreads the ball out to this left-hand side. Picked up there by Ty. Brings it down eventually. Cheney gets in and around him, but Ty skips around him. Gets a crossing, deflected. Troy, decent hold-up play once again. Lays after KB, but Daly gets his foot in there. Riley, uncontested once again, gets the ball out of his feet and whips it back into the mixer. Decent defending there by Don Perkins, no further than Lee, but his shot goes well over the bar. Quick substitution for the troops. Ty Smith off, Owen Watkins on. Now in the latest episode of Now You See It, Now You Don't. Now you see it, now you don't. Now how about this for a touch by Riley? Brings it out of the sky, snow on it, gets away from Liam Daly. But Jack Mossey's playing no ID, no entry. Makes sure that he picks up the ball and plays it off neatly. Now at this point, I don't know whether to call him Mossy Berezi or Mossy Maldini. We're sweeping up like this off the back line. Jack Moss, quality lad. Cheney tries to clip it round the corner into Alex Tompkinson, but it ends up with Lee. Lee plays it into the path of Fez, who manages to get his shot away. But again, easy for Connell and goal. I did say in the first half, one long ball over the top was causing the Kings Athletic boys some problems on the back line. Just a shame that Cowley couldn't finish his dinner. Lewis Moss reminding Fez that he's still in the game. With 60 minutes on the clock at this point, you got Ty that picks up the ball just in front of the camera, sprays it out to that far side, into Fez, who lays it off to just that camera shot. I believe that's KB. Gets his shot away, deflected, easy pickings for Connell. 60 odd minutes on the clock at this point, you got Dale and Daly that's playing tennis over the head of KB. Daly sprays one into the mixer, headed away there by Matty. Now between Matty and Sard, not putting a name on it, this could have bounced anywhere. Eventually, they do manage to clear their lines and it goes out for a corner kick. Short corner kick taken, Cowley into Alex. Alex gets his head up. You got Cheney just coming into the camera shot. Disguise passing to Don Perkins, sorting off the training ground. Troy gets his shot away, but that's easy pickings for the keeper. Fast forward a couple of minutes, ball picked up once again in the danger area by Alex Tompkinson. I told you, he's always going to be neat and tidy on the ball. Just waiting for support to come into play. Cowley drifts out to this right-hand side, whips the ball into the danger area, onto the head of Lewis Moss, back of the onion bag, 2-1. Trooper FC making it 2-1, putting 1 foot in the cup final. Now it is crazy, the whole of the first half we never had one, and I was wondering if we was going to get one in the second half. And true to form, the Lions got that ruler out again, straight as an arrow. And Big Troy just reminding young Kai he's still in the game. With 70 minutes on the clock and a free kick just inside the Trooper FC half, KB whips one into the danger area. Troy helps it on towards goal, but it goes out for a goal kick. 75 minutes on the clock. You got Don Perkins that sprays a long one out to this right hand side, helped on there by Troy into the path of Cowley, but Matty doing what he's done all first half and the majority of the second half is decent defending. Cowley whips a decent ball into the box. KB out jumping Lewis Moss. Riley gets his body in front of Troy with Kai clearing his lines. Now the lads having a little laugh at the noise Jaden made when he missed his clearance, but as we get back into the action, Fez whipping a ball out to this left hand side. Cheney clears it, but it comes off KB. Got a lot more time than he thinks he has, and his shot comes off the outside of the post. Now the Kings Athletic boys still trying to get themselves back into this game. Fez trying to dictate play from the centre of the park, plays it into Matty, who gets it off Riley, plays it back into Riley. Now how about this for a little 50-50 with Don Perkins? And I think Don Perkins respects it as well. Things you'd love to see.
Good little 50-50, that was a good one.
Knocking on to the 80th minute of the game, ball played into Cowley, spreads it out to that far side into the path of Lewis Moss, but this is some decent defending here by Jaden, reading the play, and Kai comes away with it. Now the referee signalled 10 minutes left to play plus stoppages. You got ball picked up on that left hand side by Owen Watkins, who hasn't really been into the game at this point since coming on as a substitute. Back into Liam Daly, lends it back into Owen Watkins, trying to get in and around Jaden, but between him and Kai, they do just enough to smother him. Now my honest assessment of the game up until this point is there hasn't been much between the two teams. The midfield battles have been contested and have been fair between each one. Both sides have defended well enough. I think the difference is the Trooper FC boys have taken their chances probably a lot better than the Kings Athletic boys has. And on that note, Riley plays the ball through to KB, cuts it back to Fez, who gets a shot away, but Lionel's already got that flag up. Now as I induct Alex Tompkinson into the Now You See It, Now You Don't Hall of Fame. Now you see it, now you don't. Absolutely lovely turn that is.
You called it, Charles.
From that resulting corner kick, Owen Watkins whips one into the danger area onto the head of Lewis Moss. Back of the onion bag, 3-1. With just a few minutes left on the referee's watch, the Trooper FC boys go and put another foot into the final. After bagging himself a brace, Lewis Moss comes off and Taz comes on. With Fez talking himself into the sin bin, Kings Athletic boys go down to 10 men. Now back into the action, Jaden making a hash of his clearance, Owen Watkins flicking one over his head. Always going to want to try and get onto that right foot to get his shot away, but he drags it well wide. Now as we go back up the other end, Cheney sticks a foot in, makes a great tackle, but as a result, he rolls his wrist, can't continue, so Chalky comes on for him, in addition to Duffy getting a run out. Now the Trooper FC boys are starting to make that extra man advantage take toll. Owen plays one into Troy, lovely outside of the right foot pass. Into Cowley, overlapping run there from Dale Hewitt, whips another dangerous ball into the mixer, but the keeper's got it covered. More pressure from the troops. Ball played out to that left-hand side once again to Owen Watkins. Always trying to get it onto that right foot to get his shot away. Just skims the post. As we enter the dying embers of this game, you got Chalky that's picking up the ball just in front of the camera. Plays it into Troy, who gets it out of his feet, gets his shot away, does enough to sting the keeper's hands, but that's easy pickings.
Out, we've got to work back out. Out, we've got to work back. Urgency, lad.
Substitution for Kings Athletic, KB off, Omar on. Now Duffy getting involved straight away, wants to get himself inducted into now you see it, now you don't, because now you see it, now you don't. Even had me fooled for a second there, Duff.
Show us your war wounds, lad. One of them.
The Kings Athletic boys not knowing when they're defeated, and that's credit to them. Still trying to get their shots away. Sard stepping out of defence, shoots, but he drags it wide. And as we enter added time at the end of the 90, Kings Athletic still piling under pressure. Daly tries to head the ball back to the keeper, but he gets it wrong. But credit where it's due, sticks a foot in and wins the ball back. And the final attack of the game, you've still got Ty trying to do everything he can to get his boys back into the game. Omar picks up the ball edge of the 18-yard box, looking to pass it into Riley. Riley with another cheeky pass into Ty, cuts it back. Just a shame no one's on the end of it.
Alex, just do it.
With the referee about to blow his final whistle, the game is going to end Trooper FC 3, Kings Athletic 1. The Troops have gone and booked themselves a place in the John Hassan Super Cup final. I'm Big Fazza, this is Sunday League Settings. Thanks for having me.
Play K.
Oh, come on, boys. No, man. Come on.
Hey, unlucky little bros, man. He's like my friend.
As we go around the grounds, as we have a quick look at both the tables, like I said, it's all getting spicy as we enter the business end of the season, all to play for. Now, respect people, myself, Big Fazza, on behalf of Sunday League Settings, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bless up.